My sister Rachel smiled at our mother like she loved her more than life itself. She held Mom's hand and whispered happy birthday while dozens of guests clapped and cheered. The balloons floated near the ceiling. The cake sat perfect on the table with 82 candles ready to light. Everything looked beautiful. Everything looked normal. Before we proceed, thank you for watching Granny's narrative. Please subscribe and tell us where you are watching from in the comment section. Then my son Marcus grabbed my arm and pulled me toward the door. Mom, we need to leave right now. Normal. Just keep walking. I looked at his face and felt my stomach drop. Marcus was 28 years old. He had seen his father die from cancer 5 years ago. He had held my hand through my divorce 2 years back. He knew what real danger looked like. And right now his eyes told me we were in serious trouble. What is happening? I whispered as we moved through the crowd of elderly women laughing and talking about old times. Not here, Mom. Just trust me. We have to go. The Riverside Community Center was packed with people who loved my mother. Friends from church. Ladies from her book club. Neighbors she had known for 40 years. My mother sat in the center of it, all wearing a pink dress that made her look younger than 82. Her eyes sparkled when she laughed. Her mind was sharp when she told stories. She looked healthy, strong, completely fine. So why was my son dragging me out of her birthday party like the building was on fire? We reached my car and Marcus opened the door for me. Get in, Mom. Lock the doors. I will explain everything. My hands shook as I buckled my seatbelt. Through the window I could see the party continuing without us. Rachel was cutting the cake now. Her husband David was pouring drinks for the guests. Mom was surrounded by friends who adored her. It all looked so perfect. So innocent. Marcus got in the driver's seat and locked all the doors. Then he turned to me with eyes that reminded me of his father. Dark and serious and full of pain. Mom, I recorded something 20 minutes ago. You need to hear it before we do anything else. Recorded what? He pulled out his phone and pressed play. At first I heard nothing but muffled sounds. Then I heard Rachel's voice. Clear as a bell. Cold as ice. She signed the papers this morning. The power of attorney is official now. Mom thinks she just helped with Medicare forms. She has no idea what she actually signed. Then David's voice. Perfect. The nursing home has a bed ready for Monday. Once we get her committed, we can sell the house in 30 days. Maybe 40 days tops. The market is hot right now. We should clear at least $500,000. I felt the blood drain from my face. My sister. My own sister. Talking about putting our mother in a nursing home and selling her house without her permission. There is more, Mom. Keep listening. Rachel again. What if she fights it? What if she realizes what we did and tries to stop us? David's laugh was ugly. She will not have a choice. I already talked to Dr. Williams. He will sign the paperwork saying she has dementia. Says she is not safe to live alone anymore. The commitment papers are ready to file. The recording stopped. The silence in the car felt like a weight pressing down on my chest. When did you record this? I asked. 20 minutes ago. I went to get your purse from Rachel's car. They were standing in the parking lot. They thought everyone was inside. They did not know I could hear them. I looked back at the community center. At the warm lights. At the people laughing and celebrating. At my mother's birthday party that was supposed to be a happy day. A good memory. A celebration of life. Instead it was a trap. Marcus started the car. We are going to the police station right now. We are not stopping. We are not calling Rachel. We are not giving her a chance to explain or talk her way out of this. What about Mom? She is still in there with them. She is safe right now because she is surrounded by 50 people. They cannot do anything to her with witnesses everywhere. But the moment this party ends, she will be alone with them. And by tomorrow morning she could be drugged and confused and locked in a nursing home, signing away everything she owns. Felt sick. My sister Rachel, who I had trusted my whole life. Who had always seemed so successful. So put together. So caring. She had been planning to destroy our mother's life for money. Call 911, Mom. Tell them everything. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone. But I dialed. I told the dispatcher what we heard. I explained about the power of attorney and the fake dementia diagnosis and the nursing home that was waiting. The dispatcher's voice stayed calm while my world fell apart. Officers are on their way to your location. Do not go back inside until they arrive. Can you see your mother from where you are? She is still at her table. She looks fine. Stay on the line with me. Marcus and I sat in the dark car watching the party through the windows. Every time Rachel smiled at Mom, I wanted to scream. Every time David refilled someone's drink, I wanted to run inside and warn everyone what kind of people they really were. But we stayed quiet. We waited. We watched. 10 minutes felt like 10 hours. Then police cars pulled into the parking lot with no sirens. Just quiet lights flashing red and blue against the dark sky. 3 cars. 6 officers. All of them ready to stop my sister from kidnapping our mother. An officer named Martinez came to our car. He listened to the recording with no expression on his face. But I saw his jaw tighten when David talked about drugging Mom. Here is what we are going to do. 2 of my officers will go inside and blend in with the guests. You 2 will go back to the party and act normal. Do not let them know anything is wrong. Do not confront them. Just keep your mother safe until we can gather more evidence. What if they try to drug her tonight? We will stop them before that happens. But I need you to trust us and stay calm. Marcus and I walked back toward the community center. My legs felt weak. My heart pounded so hard I thought everyone could hear it. We pushed open the doors and stepped back into the warm, bright room full of music and laughter and betrayal. Rachel rushed over immediately. Her face looked worried, but I could see it was fake now. I could see the performance. Where did you go? Mom was asking for you. Car trouble, I said. My voice sounded normal even though I felt like I was drowning. We got it fixed. You missed Mom's speech. She thanked everyone for coming. Especially her 2 daughters and her wonderful grandson. Her 2 daughters. I wondered if Mom would still call Rachel her daughter after tonight. After she learned what Rachel had been planning. Where is Mom now, I asked. With the Bridge Club ladies. They are telling stories about the old days. I looked across the room and saw Mom laughing with women her own age. She looked so happy. So alive. Nothing like someone who needed to be locked away in a nursing home. She looks wonderful, I said. Rachel's smile got tighter. You know, Mom. She always puts on a good show for company. But we both know she has been struggling lately. Struggling with what? Memory problems. Confusion. Last week I found her outside at 3 in the morning. She said she was waiting for Dad to come home from work. Dad had been dead for 15 years. But I did not believe Rachel anymore. I did not believe anything she said. Mom seems fine to me, I said. That is because you only see her on Sundays for an hour. I am with her all the time. I see how bad it really is. The lie was smooth. Practiced. Rachel had probably been telling this story for months. Building a case. Creating a narrative that would justify what she was planning to do. Marcus appeared beside me with a plate of cake. Grandma wants you to sit with her for a while. Course. I started toward Mom's table, but Rachel grabbed my arm. Actually, Carol, can I talk to you privately for a minute? There is something important we need to discuss. Every instinct screamed danger. But I could not refuse without making her suspicious. Sure, I said. Rachel led me to a quiet corner away from the crowd. Then her whole face changed. The sweet, caring sister vanished. Someone harder and colder took her place. Carol, we need to talk about Mom. What about her? Do not play dumb. You have seen the changes. The memory loss. The confusion. The poor decisions. I have not noticed anything like that. That is because you are not paying attention. Yesterday she left the stove on for 3 hours. Last month she forgot to pay her electric bill. She is declining fast and we need to do something before she hurts herself. What are you suggesting? I am suggesting we get her professional care. There is a beautiful facility called Meadowbrook Manor. Very expensive. Very nice. They specialize in memory care. Mom does not have memory problems. Not yet. But it is coming. And we need to be prepared. I stared at my sister and saw a stranger. Someone who looked like Rachel. Sounded like Rachel, but was really just a thief wearing my sister's face. I think we should slow down, I said. Maybe get a second opinion. There is no time. I already made arrangements. Mom is scheduled to move in on Monday. Monday, 2 days from now. You cannot do that without her permission. Actually, I can. I have power of attorney now. I make the medical decisions. When did you get power of attorney? This morning. Mom signed the papers. Dr. Williams was there as a witness. Dr. Williams. Mom's doctor for 20 years. He was part of this too. I want to see those papers, I said. Course. Have copies at home. We can review them tomorrow. Tomorrow when it would be too late. Actually, I want to see them tonight. Right now. Rachel's eyes narrowed. Carol, what is going on? Why are you being so difficult about this? I am not being difficult. I just want to understand what Mom signed. She signed a standard power of attorney. Nothing complicated. Then it should be easy to show me the papers tonight. I am not leaving Mom's party to drive home for paperwork. That is ridiculous. Then maybe we should wait to discuss this until I can see the documents. Rachel's fake patience was cracking. Carol, I have been handling Mom's care for months while you were dealing with your divorce and your job and all your personal problems. I know what is best for her. I am still her daughter. I get a say in this. Do you? Because legally I am the one with authority now. Not you. We stared at each other across 40 years of sisterhood. And for the first time I saw Rachel clearly. Not as my big sister who had protected me. Not as the successful woman who always had answers. But as someone who would destroy our mother for money. I will bring the papers to your house tomorrow morning, Rachel said finally. 9 o'clock. We can review everything then. By 9 tomorrow morning Mom would already be in the nursing home if their plan worked. Actually, why do I not come home with you tonight, I said. We can review everything now and prepare for Monday's meeting. Rachel looked trapped. That is not necessary. It has been a long day. This is too important to delay. Let me talk to David, she said and walked away. I found Marcus standing near Mom's table. He had positioned himself between Mom and the exit. Smart kid. They are getting nervous, I whispered. But let them sweat. Across the room Rachel was having an intense conversation with David. Both of them kept glancing toward Mom. Heard me. They were running out of time and they knew it. Then I saw Dr. Williams arrive. A tall, thin man in his 60s wearing a doctor's coat even though this was a birthday party. He walked straight to David and they shook hands like old friends. That is him, I said to Marcus. The doctor who is supposed to say Grandma has dementia. He looks nervous. He should be. He is about to lose his medical license. Dr. Williams made his way to Mom's table. He smiled down at her with fake concern. Mrs. Bennett, he said. You look wonderful. But I was hoping to have a quick chat with you. Just a simple checkup to make sure you are not overdoing it with all this excitement. I moved to intercept him. Dr. Williams, how nice of you to come. Pearl, good to see you. I did not know you were invited to the party. Rachel thought it would be good to have medical personnel on hand. Just in case. In case of what? Mom is perfectly healthy. Course. But at her age, any kind of stress can be dangerous. I just want to ask a few questions. Make sure she is oriented and alert. She just gave a 20-minute speech naming everyone in the room and telling stories from 50 years ago. She seems pretty oriented to me. Even so, a quick evaluation would be prudent. Here. At her birthday party. In front of all her friends. Dr. Williams looked uncomfortable. Well, it would be more appropriate in a private setting. Then make an appointment at your office like a normal doctor. His professional mask was slipping. Rachel said you would be supportive of this. Supportive of ambushing my mother with a mental competency test at her birthday party. Well, I am not supportive of that. Before Dr. Williams could respond, Officer Martinez appeared at our table. He was dressed in civilian clothes, blending in with the party guests. But his presence changed everything. Is there a problem here? The officer asked casually. No problem, I said. Dr. Williams was just leaving. The doctor looked at Rachel for help, but she was already backing away. The trap was closing and they could feel it. Actually, Dr. Williams, Officer Martinez said. Think we should talk. There are some questions about medical records you submitted for Mrs. Bennett. Records that describe cognitive decline that other doctors have not observed. Dr. Williams's face went white. I do not know what you mean. Think you do. And I think you should come with me to answer some questions. I am a physician. You cannot just. Can and I am. You are being detained for questioning regarding elder abuse and medical fraud. The room seemed to freeze. Other guests were starting to notice the commotion. Rachel stood across the room looking panicked. David was already moving toward the exit. Stop him, I said, pointing at David. Another officer appeared and blocked David's path. David Barrett, you are also being detained. I did not do anything, David said, but his voice shook. You were caught on recording discussing plans to drug and kidnap an elderly woman. I think that counts as something. Mom was watching all of this with wide eyes. She did not understand what was happening yet. Did not know that her own daughter had been planning to destroy her life. Marcus sat down beside her. Grandma, everything is okay. Just stay here with me. What is going on, she asked. Why are the police here? Because some people were trying to hurt you. But we stopped them. Who would want to hurt me? Marcus looked at me. His eyes said this was my job. My responsibility. My terrible duty. I walked to Mom's table and knelt beside her chair. Mom, I need to tell you something. And it is going to be hard to hear. She looked at my face and I saw understanding start to dawn. She glanced at Rachel. At David being led away by police. At Dr. Williams trying to explain himself to Officer Martinez. Rachel, she whispered. I played the recording for her right there at her birthday party. Played my sister's voice talking about commitment papers and nursing homes and selling the house. Mom listened without speaking. Her face stayed calm. But I saw her hands start to shake. When it ended, she sat very still. How long have they been planning this, she asked. Months at least. Maybe longer. And the power of attorney I signed this morning. You did not sign a power of attorney, Mom. You signed commitment papers. Papers that would let Rachel lock you in a nursing home against your will. Mom looked around the party. At the decorations. The cake. At the friends who had come to celebrate her life. Then she looked at Rachel, who was now crying in a corner while police officers questioned her. I want to talk to her, Mom said. Mom, I do not think that is a good idea. I want to talk to my daughter. Officer Martinez brought Rachel over. My sister looked small and broken. All her confidence gone. All her lies exposed. Mom, I am sorry, she started. Mom held up one hand. You do not get to apologize. Not yet. First, you are going to explain exactly what you were planning to do to me. Rachel collapsed into a chair. Her words came out in gasps between sobs. We needed money. David lost his job. We have so much debt. And you have the house and the savings and you live alone. I thought if you were in a nice facility being cared for, we could use the money to save ourselves. So you were going to drug me and lock me away. I never meant for it to go this far. It just kept getting more complicated, and David said we had gone too far to turn back. You forged medical records. You bribed my doctor. You were planning to cut the power at my birthday party to create confusion so you could kidnap me. Rachel looked up with genuine shock. How did you know about the power? Your plan was not as clever as you thought. Mom, I swear I love you. I never wanted to hurt you. You wanted to steal my life, Rachel. That is worse than hurting me. That is erasing me. Please, Mom. I am your daughter. Mom stood up. She seemed taller somehow. Stronger than she had looked in years. You were my daughter. The woman who tried to destroy me for money is a stranger. The police took Rachel and David away that night. Took Dr. Williams too. The birthday party ended early. The guests went home confused and worried. Mom sat in my living room staring at nothing. How are you feeling, I asked. Free, she said. For the first time in months I feel free. Free. I have been so worried about getting old. About losing my mind. About becoming a burden. But tonight I learned something important. What is that? The real threat was not my age or my health. The real threat was the people I trusted most. Over the next few days, the full scope of Rachel's plan became clear. The police found files on her computer, research about nursing homes, notes about how to fake medical records, communications with a man named Richard Webb, who specialized in helping adult children take control of their elderly parents' assets. Richard Webb had helped 12 other families do exactly what Rachel tried to do to Mom. 12 elderly people were sitting in nursing homes right now wondering why their children never visited, never called, never seemed to care anymore, because those children had already gotten what they wanted. The house, the money, the inheritance. Mom took it hard when she learned about the other families. We have to help them, she said. Help them how? Visit them. Check on them. Make sure they are actually being cared for and not just warehoused until they die. Mom, you are 82 years old. This is not your responsibility. Then whose responsibility is it? The police will handle the crimes. But who is going to visit these people? Who is going to make sure they are okay? I looked at my mother and saw something I had not seen in years. Purpose, fire, determination. Let me help, I said. You have your own life. Rachel did not just attack you. She attacked our whole family. Marcus and I deserve a chance to fight back. By helping other families. By making sure this never happens again. So we started visiting. First we found Margaret Foster. She was 79 years old, sitting in a nursing home called Golden Years Manor. Her daughter had used Richard Webb's services to have her committed. Sold her house. Took her money. Left her alone. Mrs. Foster, we said. Can we talk to you? She looked up with surprise. No one visits me. Are you from the government? Oh. Just friends who wanted to see how you are doing. I am not supposed to be here, she said immediately. This is all a mistake. I signed papers for my daughter. She said they were insurance forms. Then men came and took me away. Do you want to leave, I asked. More than anything. But they say I am not allowed to make decisions anymore. They say my daughter has legal control. We can help you fight that. Mrs. Foster started crying. Why would you help me? You do not even know me. Because someone tried to do the same thing to my mother. And we stopped them. Now we want to stop it from happening to other people. We met with lawyers. Filed motions. Gathered evidence. It took 6 weeks, but we got Margaret Foster released from the nursing home. She went home to a small apartment. Got control of her finances back. Started rebuilding her life. Then we found James Chen. He was 76. Mathematics professor. Sharp mind. Stuck in a nursing home because his son wanted his house. We helped him too. Then Eleanor Patterson. Then William Cross. Then Sarah Martinez. One by one we found Richard Webb's victims. One by one we helped them escape. Mom worked harder at 82 than most people work at 30. She learned elder law. Studied guardianship rules. Became an expert on patient rights and medical advocacy. Rachel's trial happened 3 months after the birthday party. She pleaded guilty to elder abuse, conspiracy, fraud, and attempted kidnapping. The judge gave her 4 years in prison. Before sentencing, Rachel asked to speak. She stood in her orange jumpsuit and faced our mother. I know I do not deserve forgiveness, she said. I know I destroyed our family. But I want you to know that helping expose Richard Webb was the first good thing I have done in years. And I will spend the rest of my life trying to make up for what I did to you. Mom stood up in the courtroom. Rachel, you made a choice. You chose money over love. You chose greed over family. You chose to see me as a problem instead of a person. Those choices have consequences. No. But because you are going to live with those consequences for a long time. The judge sentenced Rachel to 4 years. David got 6 years. Dr. Williams lost his medical license and got 3 years. Richard Webb got 15 years for running the whole operation. After the trial, Mom and I sat in her new townhouse. She had sold the big family home and moved somewhere smaller. Somewhere closer to the courthouse and the legal aid office and the work that had become her life. Any regrets, I asked. About Rachel. About everything that happened. I regret that she felt she could not ask me for help. I regret that our relationship had deteriorated so badly that she saw me as an obstacle instead of a mother. But I do not regret stopping her. And I do not regret what we have built from the wreckage. What we have built was impressive. In 6 months we had helped 17 elderly people escape inappropriate nursing home placements. We had connected with lawyers who specialized in elder rights. We had started a support group for families dealing with financial abuse. Mom had turned her worst nightmare into her greatest purpose. You know what is funny, she said. Rachel wanted to put me in a nursing home because she thought I was too old to take care of myself. She thought being 82 meant I was weak, helpless, easy to control. But you proved her wrong. I proved that age does not equal weakness. That getting older can mean getting stronger. That 82 is not an expiration date. It is just another year of life. Another chance to matter. Another opportunity to fight for what is right. 6 months later Marcus graduated from law school. He specialized in elder law. Following in Grandma's footsteps, he said. Someone needs to understand the legal system well enough to beat it when it is being used to hurt people. 1 year after the birthday party I got a letter from Rachel in prison. Dear Carol, I know you probably do not want to hear from me. I know I destroyed everything. But I wanted you to know that I think about what I did every single day. I see Mom's face when she learned the truth. I remember how she looked at me like I was a stranger. I was a stranger. I had become someone so focused on money and debt and problems that I forgot Mom was a person. Not a bank account. Not a house to sell. A person with feelings and rights and dignity. I heard about the work you and Mom are doing. Helping other families. Saving other people from situations like the one I tried to create. That makes me happy. Means my horrible choices led to something good. I do not expect forgiveness. I do not deserve it. But I wanted you to know I am grateful. Grateful you stopped me. Grateful you saved Mom. Grateful that my family is fighting to make sure this never happens to anyone else. Love, Rachel. I showed the letter to Mom. She read it without expression. Are you going to write back? I asked. Already have. I write to her once a month. You do. She is still my daughter, Carol. What she did was unforgivable, but she is still my daughter. So I write to her. Not because I have forgiven her, but because I believe people can change. I believe in second chances. And I believe that even people who do terrible things deserve the possibility of redemption. 2 years after the birthday party we held an event at the community center. The same place where Rachel had planned to drug and kidnap Mom. But this time we were there for something good. We were celebrating 30 families we had helped. 30 elderly people we had saved from inappropriate nursing home placements. 30 lives we had given back to people who thought they had lost everything. Margaret Foster stood up to speak. She was 81 now. Living independently. Thriving. 2 years ago I was sitting in a nursing home wondering why my daughter had abandoned me. Wondering what I had done wrong. Wondering if I would die alone and forgotten. Then Dorothy and Carol walked into my room. They asked if I wanted help. They asked if I wanted to go home. They treated me like a person. Not a problem. For the first time in months someone saw me. Really saw me. And everything changed. The room erupted in applause. Mom stood up and waved. She was 84 now. Still strong. Still fighting. Still proving every day that age was just a number. After the event we drove home together. Just me and Mom and Marcus. You changed a lot of lives, Grandma, Marcus said. We changed lives. All 3 of us together. Do you ever think about what would have happened if we had not heard that recording? I asked. If we had not stopped Rachel that night. Mom was quiet for a long moment. Think about it. I think about how close I came to losing everything. My home. My freedom. My dignity. My life as I knew it. And I am grateful. Grateful for Marcus's instincts. Grateful for your courage. Grateful that we became a family again by fighting together. Rachel called us to break us apart. Instead she brought us together. Forced us to remember what matters. Showed us that family is not about blood. It is about loyalty, trust, love, protection. What Rachel did was unforgivable, Mom. Yes, it was. But what we did in response was extraordinary. We took betrayal and turned it into purpose. We took pain and turned it into power. We took the worst thing that could happen and made it into the best thing we ever did. 3 years later, Rachel was released from prison. She called me the day she got out. Carol, I know you probably do not want to see me, but I wanted to let you know I am out. I am going to counseling, working on myself, trying to understand how I became someone capable of what I did. I talked to Mom about it. She thought for a long time. Tell her she can come to Sunday dinner, she said finally. Tell her we are not ready for a relationship, but we are willing to see if redemption is possible. So Rachel came to Sunday dinner. She looked different, thinner, older, tired. She sat at the table with me and Mom and Marcus and barely spoke. I'm sorry, she said finally. I know that does not fix anything, but I need you to know I am sorry every single day. I am sorry for what I did to Mom. I am sorry for betraying the family. I am sorry for becoming someone who would destroy the person who gave me life. Mom looked at Rachel across the table. We are not going to forget what you did. We are not going to pretend it never happened. But we are going to give you a chance to prove you have changed. A chance to be part of this family again. Not as my daughter yet, but as someone working toward earning that title back. Rachel started crying. Thank you. Do not thank me. Thank Carol and Marcus. They are the ones who saved me. They are the ones who built something good from your betrayal. If you want to be part of this family again, you need to contribute to that work. How can I help? We need people to visit nursing homes, to check on elderly residents, to make sure they are being cared for properly. Do you think you can do that? Rachel looked up with surprise. You want me to help with the advocacy work? I want you to see what you almost did to me. I want you to meet people who are living the nightmare you tried to create. I want you to understand in your bones what it means to warehouse elderly people like problems to be solved. I can do that, Rachel said. I want to do that. So Rachel joined our work. At first she just visited nursing homes with us, met residents, heard their stories, saw what happened when families chose money over love. Then she started volunteering at the legal aid office, helping file paperwork, making phone calls, doing the boring administrative work that made everything else possible. Slowly, very slowly, she started to become part of the family again. 4 years after the birthday party, Mom turned 86. We threw her a party at the same community center. But this time it was different. This time the guests included 30 elderly people we had helped, 30 families we had saved, 30 lives we had given back. Margaret Foster brought a cake. James Chen gave a speech. Eleanor Patterson sang Happy Birthday in a voice that made everyone cry. Mom stood in the center of it all, surrounded by people who loved her, people she had saved, people whose lives were better because she had refused to be a victim. Rachel stood in the back of the room, not part of the celebration yet, still earning her way back, but present, trying, working toward redemption. I found Mom near the end of the party. She was sitting by the window looking out at the parking lot where everything had started 4 years ago. What are you thinking? I asked. I'm thinking about how strange life is. How the worst thing that ever happened to me became the best thing I ever did. How betrayal led to purpose. How pain led to power. How almost losing everything taught me what really mattered. Do you forgive Rachel? Not yet. Maybe someday. But not yet. What she did cut too deep. Hurt too much. Destroyed too much trust. Forgiveness takes time. And I am not sure I have enough time left to get there. But you let her come back. I let her try to come back. There is a difference. She is earning her way. Proving she has changed. Showing through actions, not words, that she understands what she did and why it was wrong. Will you ever trust her again? I do not know. Trust is fragile. Once broken, it is hard to repair. Maybe impossible to fully restore. But I am willing to see. Willing to give her the chance she probably does not deserve but asked for anyway. That is generous of you. It is not generosity. It is hope. Hope that people can change. Hope that redemption is possible. Hope that families can heal even after terrible betrayal. We sat together watching the party. Watching elderly people laugh and talk and celebrate being alive. Being free. Being valued. You know what I realized? Mom said. Rachel thought she was solving a problem by putting me in a nursing home. She thought I was too old to contribute, too fragile to matter, too close to the end to be worth the effort of caring for. She looked at me and saw an expiration date instead of a person. But she was wrong. She was completely wrong. The last 4 years have been the most important of my life. I have helped more people, made more difference, mattered more than I ever did before. At 82, I was just an old woman living alone. At 86, I am an advocate, fighter, force for justice. Age did not make me weak. Experience made me strong. Rachel tried to end your story early. But instead she gave me a new chapter. Better chapter. The best chapter. 5 years after the birthday party, we had helped over 100 families. 100 elderly people saved from inappropriate nursing home placements. 100 lives given back. Richard Webb's operation was completely shut down. His accomplices were in prison. His victims were being compensated. The laws were being changed to make it harder for adult children to abuse elderly parents. Mom was 87 now. Still working. Still fighting. Still proving every day that getting old did not mean giving up. Rachel had been out of prison for 2 years. She worked full-time at the legal aid office now. She visited nursing homes every weekend. She had apologized to every single person we helped. She was trying, really trying, to become someone worthy of the family name again. I do not know if I will ever fully trust her, Mom said. But I am proud of the work she is doing. Proud of her efforts to make amends. Proud that she is using her experience to help others avoid the same mistakes. Do you consider her your daughter again? Mom thought about it. Some days yes, some days no. Most days I am somewhere in between. She hurt me in ways I cannot forget. But she is also proving that people can change. That redemption is possible. That even terrible mistakes can lead to meaningful growth. That is a complicated answer. Life is complicated. Family is complicated. Forgiveness is complicated. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying or lucky. 6 years after the birthday party, Marcus got married. His wife was a social worker who specialized in elder care. They met at one of our advocacy events, bonded over a shared passion for protecting vulnerable people. At the wedding, Mom danced with Marcus. She looked tiny next to his tall frame, but she was smiling, laughing, fully alive. Later I found her sitting alone, just watching the celebration. Happy, I asked. Incredibly happy. 6 years ago I thought my life was ending. I thought I would spend my final years in a nursing home. Alone. Confused. Abandoned. Waiting to die. But that did not happen. That did not happen because you and Marcus saved me. Because we turned betrayal into purpose. Because we decided that getting older did not mean accepting abuse. It meant fighting harder. You saved yourself, Mom. Marcus and I just helped. No, Carol. We saved each other. That is what family does. Real family. Not people who share blood, but people who share values. People who protect each other. People who fight for each other. People who refuse to let each other fall. Rachel arrived at the wedding with her sponsor from the prison recovery program. She stayed in the back. Did not draw attention to herself. But she was there. Still trying. Still working.